First up, we've got Yolanda Hadid. The mother of supermodels Gigi and Bella Hadid, Yolanda herself was a top-notch model who is now known for being extremely strict on her daughters. She disapproves of them doing sports for fear of them getting too bulky, or eating any processed foods whatsoever. Obviously, as a model, her whole career revolves around how she looks, so it's no surprise that she's gotten some work done to try and fight the effects of gravity and time. Yolanda is 58 and looks like she could be in her 40s thanks to her strict regime of Botox and fillers. She's gotten facelifts and Botox done to her cheeks to try and keep her skin taut. That being said, she's thinking of ceasing all surgeries as she wants to maintain a certain level of bodily health. Quote, living in a body free of breast implants, fillers, Botox, extension, and all the bull I thought I needed in order to keep up with what society conditioned me to believe what a sexy woman should look like until the toxicity of it all almost killed me. Next up is Gwyneth Paltrow, who looks absolutely amazing, especially when you consider that she is 47 years old. While not an old age by any means, if she told me she was in her 30s, I'd have absolutely no trouble believing her. While obviously a lot of this stuff is genetic, there's also some work that Paltrow has admitted to getting done in order to help her defy age. She's spoken at length about her Botox injections and how they've helped her maintain her ageless face. But on top of that, she's also done some extremely strict facials. Paltrow has reportedly willingly let herself get stung by bees in the hopes of attempting to maintain youth. It's a form of acupuncture that basically replaces needles with live bee stings, which is extremely dangerous and life-threatening, by the way. In fact, one woman in Spain sadly passed away after attempting this form of acupuncture because Gwyneth had marketed it as a natural Botox. I think it's the actual Botox interface that's doing the heavy lifting here, not the bee stings. Next on the list is Julie Chen Moonves, the host of Big Brother. The first surgery that Julie Chen got was when she was 25 years old. Although not to defy age, Julie underwent the extremely painful procedure to get rid of her monolid eyes. She did so because of pressure from television networks who thought that her Asian eye shape made her look disinterested, and so sadly she gave into racism and surgically changed her eye shape. While that is a completely different circumstance, she is also, in more recent years, admitted to getting Botox to continue to achieve her high and youthful cheekbones. To retain her age-defying facial features, she's continued to Botox her face occasionally on top of a very strict veggie-based diet. Next up is Amanda Lepore. The celebrity trans beauty queen is almost known more now for her extensive surgeries she's undergone to achieve what she considers to be the perfect look. The nightclub lover has undergone tons of surgeries, including butt injections with silicone, a nose job, a forehead lift, a hairline lowered. She regularly pumps her cheeks with fillers, and she's had her breasts enhanced 3 separate times. To accentuate her hourglass figure, Amanda has even had her bottom ribs broken and pushed in as a way to make her waistline appear smaller and her hips broader. For that procedure, Miss Lepore traveled to Mexico, since few doctors will even perform the operation in the United States. Her latest procedure included a laser treatment designed to make the skin around her jaw tighter. Quote, it's like a facelift, but you don't get cut. People love to hate Amanda, I think because she's everything that represents the rich and famous, but scaled up 10 times bigger and bolder, especially because she's been in the spotlight for so long for reasons untold. Kinda like the Kardashians. Next on the list is the Guns N' Roses frontman Axl Rose. While he has cemented himself as one of the greats in the musical lexicon, in an attempt to defy aging, his face shape has certainly changed over the years. Particularly, Axl has reportedly gotten cheek implants to avoid gravity alongside a facelift. Especially as Axl gets older, he's starting to shy away from the role as a sex pot in the rock and roll scene, so it's no wonder that he would want to try and retain some of the beauty from his youth. Although I personally think that accepting age is one of the most beautiful things one can do with their body, who am I to argue with one of the greatest musicians of all time? Next up is Paul Stanley. Paul Stanley is looking a little worse for wear lately in a way that has nothing to do with age. Well, I guess it kind of does if you think about how it's basically because of a very obvious facelift. The musician who rose to fame with his art rock band Kiss has also gotten a nose job to give his profile more definition as time starts to sink in. The eyebrows are looking kinda rough, not gonna lie. I liked when they were a bit lower on him, but now with the facelift, it just kinda makes him look a bit more odd than if he were to just leave his face alone. He just turned 70 a few months ago and isn't shy talking about all the surgeries he's had to endure as a result of the roughness of decades on stage. Just recently, he had to get another shoulder surgery due to an injury, on top of the 8 he's already had. Although the that hardly has to do with age, I do feel for the man. Next up is Donatella Versace, the mogul fashion designer who changed the game. While once a naturally stunning woman, her face shape has changed extensively over the years, and as it stands, she's hardly recognizable from her former self. Around the early 2000s, we started to see Donatella go from fresh-faced and vibrant to plasticky, and nowadays she more closely resembles a wax figure than she does a human being. She's undergone multiple facelifts, consistent Botox, lip fillers, and I'm sure tons more in an attempt to escape wrinkles, but also to combat her near constant sunbathing that she refuses to stop despite knowing the effects of the dangers it can do to your skin and to speed up the aging process. Next up is Joan Rivers. Joan Rivers was a hilarious woman who didn't shy away from her bout with cosmetic surgery. Getting an eye lift when she was only 35 years old, she's been trying to escape age before it even really had an effect on her. She also had some facelifts, a very noticeable nose job, and a few eyebrow lifts. In a tribute to the star when she passed, supposed comedian Lena Dunham tweeted out cheekily in a joke that I'm sure Joan would have loved, quote, "Joan is gone, but a piece of her lives on. Her nose, because it's made of polyurethane." Joan once joked, quote, "I've had so much plastic surgery, when I die, they will donate my body to Tupperware." Rivers stated that she wants to look as young as possible into her old age, to the point that her plastic surgeon would send her home sometimes if she showed up too frequently to her Botox sessions. I kind of love her, and even more so for being so open about the surgery she's done to achieve an age-defying look, even in death. The famed prop comedian Carrot Top looks extremely different from his youth in an attempt to banish the wrinkles and signs of aging from his face. He's achieved a surgically enhanced, excessively arched brow and an extremely smooth face. The smooth face likely comes from laser treatments and chemical peels to keep it extremely tight and lacking any of the sagging we all see as time goes on. In reference to these surgeries, one doctor stated, quote, "At least it's appeared he's left his eyelids alone, although maybe they're next." And now last on my list is Jocelyn Wildenstein, who looks so unlike a human these days that she's been dubbed the Catwoman, and not because she looks like Zoe Kravitz. Jocelyn is a New York City socialite who went from natural stunner to, as she aged, a refusal to let time take hold, as she has had countless surgeries that have her appearing almost alien-like. Most notably, she's done her eyes and lips up so extensively, tons of facelifts and Botox. It's hard to see the natural face she once had under there, although I'd probably call this more of a medical obsession than dabbling in youthfulness, as it borderlines addiction levels of surgeries, so be nice in the comments.
So starting off our list today at number 10, we have Kim Kardashian. For years now, it seems like the Kardashian family has denied having any sort of procedures done, which is baffling because just having one look at the family, you can tell that they have definitely had a lot of work done to achieve their looks. While Kim has continued to go on and claim that she hasn't had any butt injections, she has claimed to getting cortisone shots to help her with her psoriasis. In 2022, during her cover interview with Allure, she would explain that she had a little bit of Botox done, and that's exactly what she's done to her face over the years. She then went on to deny any other procedures after she said she chilled on all the Botox lately. She then went on to claim that she's never had eyelash extensions and went on to say, "I've never done anything. I have a drop of mascara on today. I've never filled my cheeks. I've never filled my lips." But do we actually really believe her? Number 9, Chrissy Teigen. Chrissy Teigen has been pretty open about her plastic surgery when she first started to admit to her procedures back in 2017 when she told Refinery 29 that she had her armpit sucked out, and when her fat came back, she had to pay for liposuction again so she could feel more confident when she wore her dresses. Then in 2019, the star would take to her Instagram to post that she would be removing her chest implants as she wanted to be able to zip into a dress size that was actually her size. And then again in 2021, the star would take to her Instagram again to share that she had the fat removed from her cheeks when she said, "I did that Dr. Diamond buccal fat removal thing here, and since I quit drinking, I'm really seeing the results." Chrissy then went on to point to the area of her cheek where the procedure had been done before adding in her caption that she had no shame in her Dr. Diamond game. Hey my little peaches, are you liking this video so far? If so, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Coming at number 8, we have Khloe Khloe Kardashian. I don't think any of us really thought Khloe would admit to some of the procedures she had done on her face, as we thought she was just going to conceal the truth about her work like the rest of the family seems to do. However, during an episode on Keeping Up with the Kardashian series finale reunion, the star would admit to her procedures when she said, "For me, everyone says, oh my gosh, she had her third face transplant. But I've had one nose job and everyone gets so upset like, why don't I talk about it? No one's ever asked me." On her talk show Cocktails with Khloe, the star also admitted to having facial fillers dissolved when she said, "My face was so effed, I had to go and get this whole thing dissolved. It was a bummer and now I'm afraid to do it again. I'm also almost like I swear things are still in my face," which is honestly probably true, as once you alter your face, you can't go back to what you used to look like before. Number 7. Ashley Tisdale. Have you ever noticed that Ashley Tisdale's face altered around the time she was working on the hit show Sweet Life of Zack and Cody? Well, later on in Ashley's career, after the rumors started to circulate around the star altering her nose, she would admit that she did have a nose job done in 2007 to fix a deviated septum. When she told people, "I didn't do this because I believe in plastic surgery, I did this to help my health. I literally almost could not breathe out of my right nostril. I want my fans to know the truth. I'm not someone who is going to act like I have done nothing. I just want to be honest with my fans who are everything to me." And while Ashley did choose to admit that she had surgery done, she's not like most celebrities on this list today because she chose to have the cosmetic procedures done to help her health and not to improve her overall look. Number 6. Bella Hadid. In her 2022 Vogue cover story, Bella Hadid would share that she regretted having her nose altered when she was just 14 years old, when she said, "I wish I would have kept the nose of my ancestors. I think I would have grown into it." She also went on to add that her nose job was the only procedure she has ever gotten done, and she went on to say, "People think I fully effed my face because of one picture of me as a teenager looking puffy. I'm sure you don't look the same now as you did when you're 13, right? I've never used filler. Let's just put an end to that. I have no issue with it, but it's not for me." Instead, she went on to state that her lifted appearance is the result of an illusion when she said, "Whoever thinks I've gotten my eyes lifted or whatever, it's called face tape, the oldest trick in the book." However, while the star has admitted to her nose job, it's only a matter of time before she comes out to reveal that she also had buccal fat removal, as her cheeks are looking hella sculpted lately. Number 5. Joe Jonas. You think being one of the best looking men in Hollywood, Joe Jonas would have never done anything to his face, but then think again, as the star has had help from injectables over the years to help combat signs of getting older. As he once told people, "We're all getting older, and part of it is being comfortable in our own skin." Around this time, Joe was also becoming a brand partner for Exomin, which is an anti-wrinkle injectable that temporarily improves the appearance of frown lines using a double filtered formula. Joe would also go on to admit he not only uses this treatment for his frown lines, but he also uses it to smooth out a scar he has between his eyebrows, before noting that his procedure has never been over the top and that he kept things pretty light so you couldn't really tell that he has had work done. Joe actually only chose to come out about his cosmetic treatments so he can encourage other men to feel comfortable doing the same thing, as he doesn't find it such a big deal, and he would also state that we should all feel confident about how we look. Number 4. Courtney Cox. At one point in time, we all noticed that there was just something different about Courtney Cox, and while a lot of people just couldn't wrap their finger around it and what was different with her, some of the star's fans then started to accuse the star of having work done. While Courtney was silent for years about her cosmetic procedures, in 2017 she would finally admit to having cosmetic surgeries when she said, "I've had all my fillers dissolved. I'm as natural as I can be. I feel better because I look myself. I think that I now look like the person that I was. I hope I do. Things are going to change. Everything's going to drop. I was trying to make it not drop, but that made my face look fake. You need movement in your face, especially if you have thin skin like I do. Those aren't wrinkles, they're smile lines. I've had to learn how to embrace movement and realize that fillers are not my friend." But honestly, fillers seem to be no one's friend, so it's surprising to see so many celebrities entering into the trend to get them. Number 3. Marc Jacobs. Back in 2021, Marc Jacobs would cause quite the public stir on Instagram after he uploaded a selfie selfie of himself post-operation that showcased his head wrapped in bandages. The celebrity would then open up about his $50,000 facelift and his decision to publicly reveal he had gone under surgery while saying there was no shame in being vain. The designer has been sharing candid photos of his post-operative recovery on his personal Instagram account since. The celebrity plastic surgeon Andrew Giacono performed his deep plane facelift on July 20th, 2021. Mark would then open up about his procedure with Vogue when he told the media outlet, "I've got some scars around my ears and my face is swollen. I have a bruised neck. I'm still posting on Instagram. I don't care. I don't even see it as an effort to be transparent. I'm doing what I normally do, which is living my life and sharing it with anybody who is interested." Mark would then point out that he's been pretty honest about his changing appearance for decades, and he'll continue to do so as he gets more procedures done. Number 2. Tori Spelling. Back in 2021, Tori Spelling would address her expired and recalled chest implants when the actress posted a photo of herself at a plastic surgeon's office that year on November 19th. In the caption of the photo, she would say, "After needing to for many years, I'm finally addressing my expired and recalled implants. Thanks for squeezing me in. Dr. Plastic Surgery. Great consult. I adore you already." Beforehand, Tori had already previously shared that her implants had expired during an October episode, Wind Down with Janet Kramer. And when Tori was asked if she wanted to have new implants done, the Beverly Hills 90210 actor would say she did, before noting, "See, no one told me when I got that done. In 10 years, you would have to get them redone." Beforehand, in 2019, Tori did address all the rumors around her changed appearance when she told people, "The one thing that stuck with me forever was the plastic surgery thing. I literally had my nose done and my chest done. That's it. I'm constantly reading that I've done more." While the star has been under speculation for more procedures since she was at the age of 19, it seems like most celebrities can shake the rumors, but Tori's plastic surgery rumors have stuck with her throughout her entire career. And coming in at number 1 today, we have Reed Ewing. Reed Ewing once opened up about how he had a nightmare of a time struggling with body dysmorphia and the resulting horrors he faced when he attempted to use plastic surgery to fix it. When the actor, who is best known for playing Dylan on Modern Family, penned an essay for the Huffington Post, he would give shocking details about how he had a pretty difficult time in his life dealing with body dysmorphic disorder. So if you don't know what body dysmorphic disorder is, it's a mental illness in which a person obsesses over the way he or she looks, thinking about their real or perceived flaws for hours each day. And for Reed, he spent years analyzing every single feature, to the point he had to make his first appointment to meet with a cosmetic surgeon when he was only 19 years old. Though he describes the doctor as being curt and uninterested in his worries, nevertheless, he decided to undergo the surgery to get a large cheek implant. After getting the surgery done, Reed would face more problems, as he had to hide his face from the public to hide his disordered appearance post-surgery. It also didn't help when he woke up from the surgery, all the doctor and his staff could do was laugh at the actor's appearance.
Number 10. Zac Efron in Baywatch. Acknowledging his appearance changed in recent years, Efron explained that his looks changed after he fell over at his home and he broke his jaw in November of 2013, making his face and jaw muscles have to work extra hard. According to Zac, he was seeing a physical therapist to help him recover from this, but he briefly stopped while he was in Australia, where he taped 2 seasons of his Netflix series Down to Earth. It wasn't until 2017's Baywatch that fans really noticed the physical changes that Zac was going through. He was already a very muscular man. He claims to have starved and dehydrated himself for the shoot to appear more toned up. And on top of that, this was around the same time that his jaw started to reset itself, being noticeably stiff throughout the feature. His jaw is now more pronounced and it gives him like a more square but muscular face, almost appearing swollen sometimes. The look was only a third of the reason that fans hated this movie. It was also because of the terrible script and performances from its cast. Seriously, Dwayne Johnson, come on. Number 9. Sylvester Stallone in Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Now, Sylvester Stallone's face is distracting in general. Ever since Rocky, this dude has looked like he's slowly been melting for 20 years, until suddenly a new face emerged. The fun thing with Sylvester is, depending on what movie you've seen between 2010 and now, depends on what you may have gotten in terms of face altogether. Around the Expendables, fans started to notice some subtle changes in his face. The cheeks were a little bit more prominent, he seemed to have more pronounced jaw, but the closer to the final Rambo movie we got, the more that he began to resemble his Rocky days. But most recently in Guardians of the Galaxy 3, it seems that someone took a drywall scraper and just like slowly flattened his face. His eyebrows also look more pronounced, almost like they're the Nike swoosh. And while the overall film is not a flop, the scenes with Sylvester in them were universally agreed to be unnecessary and distracting to the overall project. Number 8. Mickey Rourke in Wild Orchid. Back in his early days in Hollywood, Rourke was known as one of the prettiest boys in town. He was often compared to the likes of Marlon Brando and James Dean. However, that reputation did not last long. Throughout the 1980s, the diner actor would always talk about his issues with fame and how he hated the industry. So, throughout the early 90s, Mickey slowly started getting into the world of professional boxing as an escape. This was the main cause for so much of his misshapen face. According to Mickey himself, he had slowly been dismantled by the sport, breaking his nose twice, snapping his cheekbone, and damaging his ribs and toes. Needless to say, a professional doctor advised him to hang up the gloves before it did too much damage, but unfortunately that damage was already done. In his 1990 film Wild Orchid, the actor's cheeks were visibly swollen and he just looked so different. Later in 2009, he admitted that these changes were indeed due to botched plastic surgery, as a lot of people speculated. Whether it was the bad acting or the bad surgery, the movie tanked at the box office and it currently sits at a 9% on Rotten Tomatoes. Since then, Mickey has gone under again for corrective surgery, but he still looks like a clay model of his former self. Number 7. Nicole Kidman in Bewitched. Nicole has been around for a while in the world of Hollywood, starring in everything from superhero movies like Batman Forever to the film on this list, 2005's Bewitched. The film was based around a TV series of the same name and featured Kidman as the lead and Will Ferrell as her co-star. The film was okay, it's fun for some, but for critics, it was a rough ride. One thing many fans noticed right away was that her cheeks looked suspiciously round. Like throughout the movie, the audience was left wondering what was happening to Nicole's face. Over the years, it has been speculated that she's gotten some kind of work done, but it was never actually confirmed. But just taking one look at a side-by-side proves that something has been done. Her cheeks look fuller, her face seems lifted, and there's a lot going on upstairs. This film was just the first of many to leave fans pondering what Nicole had been doing, and it did not stop there. The closer to 2020 we got, the more she appeared to have done, becoming nearly unrecognizable in her role in Bombshell. Number 6. John Travolta in Wild Hogs. John Travolta is a renowned actor who's been around for decades and's probably starred in at least one of your top 10 movies. However, the iconic Pulp Fiction actor surprised fans with what looks like the aftermath of botched plastic surgery in 2007's Wild Hogs. Fans were convinced that John had some work done in his face and it had gone horribly wrong. Comparing his face to the Grease Lightning star that we all know and loved, there are just noticeable differences under his eyes and around his jaw. He now had more of a square face with unnaturally straight bone structure that he most certainly did not have when he met Sandy. Of course, getting Botox, fillers, or even plastic surgery as a quick fix to hide the inevitable signs of aging is not that big of a deal in Hollywood, but Mr. Travolta might have just stepped into the wrong surgeon's office, as fans were shocked and critical about his new look. The film overall was just a little bit strange, but it had a nice premise. It featured some pretty stellar comedic actors like Tim Allen and Martin Lawrence and Ray Liotta. They played a wannabe crew of bikers who get more than they bargained for when they run into actual gang members. It sounds fun, but the entire film is derailed by the distracting face of John Travolta. Seriously, this dude went from Grease Lightning to being struck by lightning. Number 5. Helen Hunt in I See You. From Mad About You and What Women Want to Twister, there is no denying that Helen Hunt has been a tour de force on screens big and small for decades. In fact, she got her start as a child actor in the 70s. A lifetime in the spotlight means fans will always be curious about every aspect of your life. Considering the pressure to remain youthful in Hollywood, many fans wondered if Helen Hunt ever decided to get plastic surgery. Well, 2019 was a big year for Helen. She had several movies coming out and had just directed an episode of The Politician. However, the main draw of that year was her role in the horror movie I See You, with many fans claiming that the film was unwatchable simply due to her facelift. It seemed like someone was trying to CGI out all the age on her face, but it ended up looking just strange, weird. The negative online comments caused many fans to skip this one and wait for the home release. Who am I kidding? They torrented it. Number 4. Tara Reid in American Pie Reunion. Tara has starred in several comedy flicks over the years, but they tend to stick to the same category: schlocky and cheap, which are still fun, being a part of movies like Van Wilder, Sharknado, and of course the American Pie series. While she seemed to be on the rise, rumors of a serious attitude on set were slowly bringing her less and less roles, and a wardrobe malfunction at a party for P. Diddy in 2004, in which one part of her chest was visible for all the world to see, well, that didn't help either. She had clearly gotten some work done, which was obvious thanks to a certain body part being in the shape of a square and not a circle like it should be. She had also received many physical alterations to her face and stomach, with the latter being botched so horribly to the point where Tara had a hernia that prevented her from being able to work without a shirt on, which was apparently a big part of her career. When the gang got back together for the reunion, fans were curious to see where the film would take the crew and if it may be the first of many more American Pie movies. Unfortunately, the script combined with the distracting physical changes to one of its main cast members caused fans to peg this flick as a must-forget. Number 3. Jeremy Piven in Smokin' Aces. The Entourage star has not always been some cool guy in a suit. He's been a wide range of characters, from a bald store clerk to a villain in Spy Kids 4. This man is versatile, and so is his hair. In one of Jeremy's first acting gigs in Singles from 1992, he's very obviously missing the top of his head. His hair is slowly thinning, but is very clearly on its way out. Okay, so cut to the first season of Entourage, where his hair suddenly began to grow back. And by the time the 2006 movie Smokin' Aces came along, Jeremy had long hair. He looked like he was in a boy band that partied just a little bit too hard. This was a very distracting moment in the world of Hollywood and is a part of the reason that this movie tanked. It could be that, or it could be the terrible performances given by Piven, especially when you compare it to his co-stars like Ryan Reynolds and Ben Affleck, but who knows. It seems that the closer to 2020 we got, the more hair this dude had. He claims to have received hair transplant surgery, which was difficult to hide as he was bald one day and Elvis Presley the next. Number 2. Portia de Rossi, Arrested Development. While this may not be a film entry, how about the fact that she messed up a whole season of television just with her face? In fact, it had changed so much that her character was slowly written out of the series. The popular series returned after 7 years of rest, releasing an entire season, 15 episodes worth, all at once on Netflix. Now this is how the running joke heavy sitcom was really meant to be watched, all in one sitting over and over again at the viewer's own leisure. But it seemed that all the Twitter sphere could talk about was actress Portia de Rossi's face. De Rossi, who plays the vapid, self-centered, clueless Lindsay Bluth Fuquet in the series, had apparently gotten some work done, as a side-by-side of season 1 to season 4 shows vastly different faces. Several plastic surgeons gave their take on the possible changes and agreed that it was very obvious that she had had some work done. They report that she received a nasal tip reconstruction and Botox injections. Yeah, you don't need to be a plastic surgeon to see that one. Unfortunately for the show, that 4th season was not well received, and one of the many issues that fans seemed to have was the little to no explanation on why Lindsay looked like that. And at number 1, Kim Basinger in The Burning Plain. Kim was a rising star in the 1980s, being featured in rom-coms, action movies, dramatic pieces, each one just a little bit better than it would have been without her. Towards the end of the 1990s, she was still maintaining a steady career, but as we entered the new millennium, many were noticing several changes to her face. By the time The Burning Plain came out, it was obvious what was going on. Her cheeks were noticeably larger, leaving her with deep ridges. Her face was also suspiciously wrinkle-free, which made the changes even more obvious. Between the Botox, the facelift, and who knows what else, her role in the film was bogged down by the unrecognizable face of Miss Kim Basinger. Despite boasting a great cast with Jennifer Lawrence and Charlize Theron, the film tanked, and no one could take it seriously.
Number 10. Zac Efron. The High School Musical star really shocked fans with how different he looked in 2021, when a video surfaced online of his face looking extremely altered. When Zac appeared on camera for a virtual Earth Day event, everyone was totally distracted by his new appearance. Not only did he no longer have his iconic baby face look, but some people suggested that he had an altered jawline and enhanced lips, and suspected that he'd had, at the very least, some Botox done. It's true that he looked a little bit puffy puffy or possibly swollen, but of course, camera angles, makeup, and poor lighting also could have contributed to the drastically different appearance. When the video started making the rounds on social media, popular TikTok surgeon Dr. Yun suggested that Zack might have gotten oral surgery, which would explain his swollen jaw, which would happen if your wisdom teeth were taken out or you had some kind of other intensive dental surgery. But fans were not happy about the doctor's comments and accused him of trying to capitalize on Zack's popularity to gain attention. Although he does look different now, it's not necessarily a bad thing. The actor went on both The Ellen Show and Jimmy Kimmel Live recently and just looked a whole lot more mature. In fact, he seemed to have really grown into his features in the best way possible. Number 9. Khloe Kardashian. The Keeping Up with the Kardashian star is known for being the funniest and most laid back of all the sisters, but over the years, fans have seen such a drastic change in her appearance that it can only be put down to excessive plastic surgery. And while the reality star isn't too outspoken when it comes to her past procedures, she has opened up once before about the reason behind her choice to go under the knife. Quote, "For me, everyone says, oh my gosh, she's had her 3rd face transplant, but I've only had 1 nose job and everyone gets so upset. Like, why don't I talk about it? No one's ever asked me." She also revealed that she has done injections but not really Botox because when she tried it, her face responded horribly, but all the surgery was probably because of something deeper. In fact, later in the episode, Khloe explained how she experienced body image insecurity when doing photo shoots with her sisters, saying, "They would receive racks and racks of clothes and I was told by so many different stylists I was given about 2 or 3 pieces of clothing, but not to worry because I would be in the background anyway," which is pretty unfortunate because being treated like that would upset just about anybody. Number 8. Rebel Wilson. The Australian actress has been in comedy since the early 2000s, but her career really took off a decade later in movies like What to Expect When You're Expecting, Struck by Lightning, and of course Pitch Perfect. She's always been a huge health and body positive advocate and has frequently opened up about her health journey. But the reason Rebel Wilson looks so drastically different in 2022 is that she has actually been working on her health and fitness since late 2019, and she has seen massive results. In a candid interview with the BBC, she talked about the differences in how she's being treated now. Quote, "Sometimes being bigger, people don't necessarily look twice at you. Now that I'm in good shape, people offer to carry my groceries to the car and hold doors open for you. And you think, is this what other people experience all the time?" So even though Rebel seems to be a lot happier now, she's also pointed out something that's really worth discussing. Her health journey has been a very public one, so it's great that the actress has decided not to hold back when talking about all the challenges that she's faced throughout. And she's certainly become an inspiration for others to make positive changes to their health. Number 7. Miley Cyrus. The 29-year-old singer and actress has lived so many lives already. She's been a Disney star, a country singer, then she moved to R&B for a while and back into pop. Miley has always been an eccentric performer. I mean, who can forget twerking against Robin Thicke at the MTV VMAs in 2013? But her whole style and aesthetic did a complete 180 somewhere around 2020 when she started embracing all things rock and roll. These days she looks completely unrecognizable with a platinum blonde mullet, metallic blue smoky eyeshadow, and a blue and white striped dress. She actually looks like an 80s rock star. The aesthetic change appears to be part of her newest musical era for her newest rock album, Plastic Hearts. It's still up for debate whether Miley is going for a more grunge or glam rock, but it's clear that she's chosen a whole nother genre for herself when it comes to not only style but music. After hearing her cover of Blondie's Heart of Glass, which was released as a single in late September, it became clear to so many that her voice is really suited to rock and roll. Alongside her cover of Zombie by the Cranberries and her own song Midnight Sky, it seems like she's really grown into her voice and found the perfect look for the genre. Number 6. Adele. Ever since her music blew up in the early 2010s, the powerhouse singer has released hit after hit. Her albums 21, 25, and 30 became instant successes, with all 3 topping number 1 on nearly every worldwide music chart. But fans were really shocked in 2020 when Adele made a post on social media that showed her completely transformed look. In fact, she joked about the change in her opening monologue for SNL, saying, "I know I look really different since you last saw me, but actually because of all the COVID restrictions, I had to travel light and I could only bring half of me, and this is the half I chose." The 34-year-old looks extremely happy these days, and she's recently opened up about the healthy lifestyle changes she made that helped her lose 100 pounds in 2 years. But she knows that plenty of negative comments have surfaced about her new look, and she told British Vogue, "My body has been objectified my entire career. It's not just now. I understand why it's a shock, I understand why some women especially were hurt. Visually, I represent a lot of women, but I'm still the same person. So it's clear that Adele is very much herself, just with a newfound confidence. Number 5. Kesha. The singer shocked fans when she debuted her glamorous and sophisticated new look at the Studio 666 premiere in Hollywood. The 34-year-old was truly unrecognizable with a dark, short bob and a plain black dress in a major style transformation from her party girl days. Kesha wore a plunging, lace-up, short, tight black leather dress that accentuated both her chest and her legs. Her brunette hair was slicked back with natural-looking makeup. The Grammy Award winner has been known to drastically alter her appearance through the years, but her new, almost bare-faced look was a complete flip from her usual bright, eccentric style with heavy makeup and her signature long, wavy blonde hair. So making the change from blonde to brunette and chopping her hair into a chin bob length made all the difference in the world. But aside from desperately waiting for Kesha to release new music, fans are also longing for the conclusion of her lengthy legal battle with her former producer Dr. Luke, which has been ongoing since 2014. The defamation lawsuit against her seems like it's gonna go on forever at this stage, and it has really kept her career in a kind of limbo. But it's clear that she's already planning some kind of a comeback with her new style. Number 4. Linda Evangelista. The Canadian fashion model was undoubtedly one of the top supermodels from the 1990s and is regarded as one of the most accomplished and influential models of all time. In fact, she's been featured on over 700 magazine covers, but Linda hasn't really been seen in public very much in the last 5 years or so, and fans recently found out why. In September last year, she took to Instagram and revealed that she had undergone cool sculpting treatment to her face, which she says left her unrecognizable, as it allegedly caused fat cells in her face to multiply. Quote, "To my followers who have wondered why I have not been working while my peers' careers have been thriving, the reason is that I was brutally disfigured." She went on to say that the procedure actually did the opposite of what it was promised. In fact, what happened to her was a rare but serious side effect of cool sculpting, and the model said the treatment not only destroyed her livelihood, but sent her into a cycle of deep depression, profound sadness, and the lowest depths of self-loathing, which is extremely sad when you consider just how much it would have affected her self-esteem. Number 3. Iggy Azalea. The Australian rapper made her US debut in 2014 with the release of her first album, The New Classic, which debuted at number 1 on the Billboard rap chart. From her collaborations with some of our favorite pop princesses to her gorgeous curves, Iggy Azalea has consistently commanded headlines all over the globe. But recently, a lot of it has been plastic surgery rumors, considering how much her appearance has changed over the years. Confirming the suspicions, the Aussie hitmaker admitted that she has had rhinoplasty. She said, "I'm not denying it. Denying it is lame. I don't think you should be ashamed if you've made a change to yourself, which is why I've spoken about the changes I've made, like with my breasts." Iggy was always pretty straightforward about her decision to have surgery, saying, "Your perception of yourself can change a lot over time, so I think it's important to wait and make sure it's the right choice. Plastic surgery is an emotional journey. It's no easy feat to live with your flaws and accept yourself, and it's no easy feat to change yourself. Either way you look at it, it's a tough journey," which is a great message to get out there, considering that there's still a lot of stigma behind just admitting to having done plastic surgery in the first place. Number 2. Sharon Osbourne. The former The Talk panelist is no stranger to plastic surgery, and it really seemed to work with her over the years, considering her appearance was never altered too drastically. But all that changed in late 2021 when she got a facelift that, in her own words, ended up making her look like a cyclops. Quote, "I had a full facelift done in October, and I looked like one of those effing mummies that they wrap with bandages." She told the Sunday Times that the whole thing hurt like hell, but what was even worse is that all the pain never really paid off for her. Sharon said that after the more than 5-hour surgery, she was left looking horrendous, and she even told the surgeon, quote, "You've got to be effing joking. One eye was different to the other. I looked like an effing cyclops. All I need is a hunchback." It sounds funny, but it would have been a nightmare for her. Even her husband, Ozzy Osbourne, was totally against the results. Fortunately, she was able to undergo reconstructive work, and she's now a lot more satisfied with her appearance. And coming in at number 1, Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen. Of all the famous twins in Hollywood, Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen are probably the most mysterious. The former child stars announced an abrupt and permanent retirement from acting more than 15 years ago, and ever since then they've kept a low profile. But the twins are still hard at work on their fashion line and other business endeavors. But when photos surfaced over the years of Mary-Kate looking drastically different from Ashley, fans began speculating that one or both sisters sisters may have had plastic surgery. People were pretty rude when it came to targeting the appearance of both of them, with some outlets reporting that Ashley underwent a botched facelift and that Mary-Kate looked a lot older. In fact, one plastic surgeon who spoke to Life and Style magazine insisted that the changes could have come from other factors, such as nicotine products or lifestyle changes. The sisters looked surprisingly similar when they were younger, which caused most people to assume that they were identical, but they're actually fraternal twins, which might help explain their physical differences now. The girls did have a brief chance to get back on the screens recently in the revival of their original show Fuller House, but they just weren't interested in participating, which seemed to disappoint a lot of fans. But it only served to make them more mysterious as they continued to live ever so private lives.
At number 10, we have Gwen Stefani. Now, Gwen Stefani's face has been the hot topic over the last couple of months as the stars sat down in an interview on Late Night with Seth Meyers. Fans were shocked to see Gwen and claimed that she looks unrecognizable, and it made them even check twice to see if it was actually her. It's clear that Gwen wanted to appear ageless, however, her ageless looks have definitely been the subject of many conversations over the years. However, this time Gwen took the cosmetic procedures way too far. It's clear that the star has had one too many procedures done, and at this point, it no longer looks natural. And it's kinda heartbreaking and sad to see. One fan has even gone to beg the star to stop having surgery and just to leave her face alone. At number 9, we have Brendan Fraser. Now, Brendan Fraser hit the red carpet for a premiere of the film No Sudden. Brendan's look dramatically changed, and compared to his days in The Mummy, he doesn't look the same. At the time, Brendan was set to star as a 600-pound character in the film Whale. As a result, he had to put on weight for the role. Since his return to Hollywood, fans have been in full swing of support for the star and have even addressed the fact that they've missed the actor. However, his face isn't the only thing that you'll see that's changed, as his beautiful full locks are no longer here and his hair is now buzzed and looking much thinner. And just like his fans, I hope Brendan Fraser is healthy and happy and doing better now that he's entering back into the scene of Hollywood. Are you enjoying this video so far? If so, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. At number 8, we have Jessica Simpson. Now, Jessica Simpson has sparked concern from fans after she posted a new Instagram selfie looking very thin and different. With the star posting a photo showing off her new look, fans would tell her it definitely wasn't trendworthy, and they would continue to ask her if she was okay. Now, Jessica over the last few years has admitted to disliking her own face fillers that she got when she was feeling insecure about her appearance. But considering her surgeries mixed with weight loss, the star is completely unrecognizable to this day. And it's really hard to see if she's okay or not, but she has revealed that she has lost 100 pounds and she has been battling with certain life issues. At number 7, we have Kelly McGillis. So remember the bad blondie from Top Gun, Kelly McGillis? Well, the 65-year-old is completely unrecognizable from her days as the silver screen siren. The mama too has ditched her trademark blonde look, and she's even swapped out her glamorous wardrobe for a casual baggy trouser and t-shirts. The star has also opted to never have fillers, Botox, or plastic surgery, and she's refused to dye her now gray hair as she wants to embrace who she is. Now, Kelly has come out to say that in the past she's tried to be something that she wasn't, and it ruined her life in a lot of ways. And now she understands that now that she's gotten older and she's not into the whole Hollywood industry standard things anymore, and she wants to feel absolutely secure in her skin and with her age, and in a place that values other stuff. And at number 6, we have Laura Flynn Boyle. So 90s star Laura Flynn Boyle looks completely unrecognizable when you compare her to her days as Hollywood's it girl. Now, for years the star has had to deal with rumors that she's gotten under the knife to change her appearance, and of course, Laura has never admitted to plastic surgery, but it's clear that the star definitely went too far with fillers and other procedures. Now, the celebrity plastic surgeon, Dr. Anthony Yoon, has also come to say that the star's face looks like it's melting, as her face now looks deflated with resultant loose skin, most likely because she's undergone corrective surgery to reverse some of the work she's had previously done, or she's just allowed fillers to dissolve on their own, which is leaving her cheeks looking to appear saggy. And at number 5, we have Wendy Williams. When Wendy Williams stepped out of her New York City apartment back in August, she was captured leaving the building holding onto her bodyguard. Now, the photos would appear that Wendy is unable to walk on her own, and the star stars look dramatically thinner than she ever has before. And because of the weight loss, her cheekbones would be on full display and her overall appearance of her face looked pretty scary. Her day's look has definitely sparked some concerns from fans, as many of them felt like she was dealing with a lot, and it's clear that she should have been at home resting. It's clear that the star is struggling with her overall health and personal struggles, and she's currently a patient in a treatment program to help treat her overall health issues. And number 4, we have Bridget Fonda. After disappearing from the spotlight for 20 years, 90s actor Bridget Fonda was caught outside of LA in a baggy t-shirt and glasses, and the star looked completely different compared to her days on the big screen. The star has definitely refused to have any cosmetic procedures done, and she's aged. She's chosen to rock her gray locks and has ditched her glamorous outfits and has opted to dress more comfortably. The star has also put on a lot of weight, but she still looks healthy and happy, and that's all that really matters. While the star's still stunning, it's a shame that the tabloids still feel a need to invade her privacy since the star did retire back in 2002. And number 3, we have Mickey Rourke. American actor Mickey Rourke looks completely different following an incident with plastic surgery and fillers. Now, Mickey was once one of the most recognizable faces in Hollywood after his debut in a minor role in Steven Spielberg's film 1941. However, in the early 90s, the star decided to leave his acting career behind and he decided to take up professional boxing. Unfortunately, with his boxing career would come a string of severe facial injuries, such as a broken nose and a compressed cheekbone. Mickey would then undergo several reconstructive surgeries to treat his injuries. However, the surgeries would fail and it would prompt the actor to go under the knife consistently. While the star wanted to fix his face, he definitely went to the wrong guy to do it, so you should always remember to do your research before, because not everybody is good at their jobs and some people just like to do the bare minimum. At number 2, we have Jonah Hill. Jonah Hill looks completely different from his days in the movie Superbad. Now, Jonah has noted that when he began to understand how much it hurt to be called fat, gross, and unattractive early in his career, he knew he wanted to feel more comfortable taking off his shirt to tan without judgment. So the star decided to opt for a better diet and began to work out to shed the pounds. Now, his slender figure alone would leave him alone unrecognizable. However, recently the star has chosen to grow out his beard and his hair longer, and he's opted to go blonde. Personally, I'm glad Jonah feels more comfortable and happy in his own skin because he deserves nothing but the best, but this guy has always looked good, and it's sad that the industry made him feel the way he is feeling, and that's why he opted to change. And at number 1 today, we have Hilary Duff. Hilary Duff is one ageless beauty we can't seem to get enough of. Since her rising to fame from Disney Channel's show, Lizzie McGuire, to a photo of her now shows that the star just keeps getting more gorgeous. Hilary's stunning appearance, however, has made us wonder if she's gotten plastic surgery, because the star doesn't look the exact same as she used to before. The star has opted for a longer, icy blonde look, and definitely looks like she's had a nose job and lip injections done as well. While she denies having any type of surgeries or fillers, she has opted to say that the reason she looks so good is due to her $1,244 beauty routine. However, the main thing is that Hilary has changed her appearance and her teeth, and the actress has gotten porcelain veneers, which have made her teeth a bright white color and has also given her a larger, more symmetrical teeth along her bottom ridges.
Starting off our countdown at number 10 is Courtney Cox. Fans are thrilled to hear that she'll be taking back her role of Monica Geller in the upcoming Friends reunion special. And by fans, I mean me. But she's going to look a lot different than the Monica we are used to seeing. Throughout the years, she has had different cosmetic procedures done that have completely altered her look. She's always been very open about it, even admitting that she regrets it. She said that at one point, she actually took things too far and went a little overboard with fillers, so she actually went and had those fillers removed. She spoke about it in 2017 and said, "I've had to learn to embrace movement and realize that fillers are not my friend. I've had all my fillers dissolved. I'm as natural as I can be. I think that I now look more like the person I was." Fans are still surprised to see just how different she looks even with those fillers removed, but beautiful nonetheless, and still very much Monica. I'm so excited for her friends. Make sure you guys leave a like on this video because it really helps us out in this YouTube algorithm. It's a crazy world out here on YouTube, so help us please. In spot number 9 is Sophia Grace. The internet icon rose to fame after rapping a Nicki Minaj song with her cousin Rosie on the Ellen DeGeneres show. It was back in 2011 when their cover of Super Bass went viral on YouTube and Ellen just had to have them perform it on her show. The video racked up more than 54 million views, and they even got to meet Nicki Minaj when appearing on Ellen's show. From there, Sophia grew an online audience as her life continued on, and recently she celebrated her 18th birthday. She posted a picture online of herself posing with balloons that read 18, and people immediately started resharing and retweeting it. People could just not believe that the little girl from Ellen was now 18 years old and stated that it made them feel really old. It made me feel literally like a fossil. E! News and other media outlets shared her transformation, and they also shared Rosie all grown up too, which honestly just makes me feel like even worse. I'm so old. Sliding into number 8, we have Amanda Bynes. If you are a 90s kid like me, then chances are Amanda was a staple on your TV screen growing up. She rose to fame as a child star on Nickelodeon's All That before landing her own series called The Amanda Show. From there, her career continued to grow and she was one of the biggest actors in Hollywood. But her career took a turn for the worse as she struggled with mental health issues and substance abuse, which led to her having issues with the law. As her career started to change, so did her looks. She got plastic surgery done to her face and breasts, got facial piercings at one point, and more recently got a face tattoo. Her life is in better standings though, thank God, because I love her. She is sober right now and is engaged to a man named Paul Michael, who has been by her side for the past year. Recent photos of them showed her looking like a completely different person than when we last saw her on our screen. Moving on to number 7, we have Orlando Brown. He was known for playing Eddie Thomas on the iconic TV series That's So Raven. After the series ended, he went on to book a few acting roles and even dabbled in the music industry a little bit, but nothing quite stuck for him. As time went on, he began to get in trouble with the law and was actually arrested on multiple occasions. In 2016, he was arrested and charged with drug possession, misdemeanor, domestic battery, and obstruction of justice. His appearance also began to change, and people hardly recognized him in his mugshots. He even got a strange raven tattoo on his neck, and he went on the Dr. Phil show wearing green alien eye contacts. Both his behavior and appearance has changed drastically, and any That's So Raven fan would be shocked to watch this transformation happen. I honestly didn't even recognize him. My little Eddie. I loved that show. Cruising into the number 6 spot is Priscilla Presley. In 2018, she was the talk of the town after going viral online for her appearance when going on the morning show Lorraine. People couldn't help but comment on the drastic change in her face, and a lot of people said she looked botched. She later spoke about her cosmetic procedures and admitted that they were in fact botched, and said that she unknowingly had industrial low-grade silicone in her face. She was actually a victim to a doctor who did not have his license, but was pretending to for many years. He eventually was caught for fraud after some of his injections caused lumps, paralysis, and holes in his clients' faces. He was later sentenced to prison, but the damage on Priscilla's face was already done. The stuff that was injected in her face was said to be similar to what mechanics use to grease car parts. No. This is why you leave your face. Halfway through our list, number 5 is Adrienne Bailon. The talk show host has been very vocal about her dislike of the Kardashians, but fans began calling her out for morphing into one. People started commenting on her social media photos, which showed her face looking different. Her lips were more plump and her face looked more contoured. Adrienne has always been very open about going under the knife in the past, admitting that she got breast implants at the age of 19 years old. In 2014, she said that she would never touch her face, but people are calling her out for allegedly not sticking to her word. A plastic surgeon spoke on the debate and said, "I think she's had rhinoplasty and lip filler and maybe cheek augmentation as well. Her lower lip used to be twice as thick as her upper lip. Now they are almost the same thickness." Regardless if she has or not, she is still beautiful. I think people just keep remembering her as the girl from Cheetah Girls, so no matter what, she's gonna look different. Up next, number 4, we have Grace VanderWaal. She rose to fame back in 2016 when she won America's Got Talent at just 12 years old. She auditioned for the show with an original song and stole the hearts of many people through her honest music and extremely talented voice. But as the years went on and she began to grow up, her look began to change and fans had a hard time adjusting to it. She recently turned 17 and she's now rocking a shaved head with a very edgy sense of style. Fans started commenting on her social media concerned for her drastic change, but then others defended her, saying she is just growing up and finding out who she is. Although you probably wouldn't recognize her as the girl who won America's Got Talent, we probably don't look like our 12-year-old selves either. Like, let's be honest, when I was 17, I didn't even look like my 12-year-old self. Yeah. Thank God for that. Cruising into the number 3 spot is Melanie Griffith. The actress has had a very long, successful career, so it's no surprise that over the years, her look has changed in one way or another. She's been very open and honest about her plastic surgery choices, which she has taken a lot of heat for. She said she didn't realize just how drastic the changes were until people started pointing things out and asking her what happened to her face. It got to a point where she said she went to a different doctor and started dissolving all the stuff that her previous doctor had put in. But that interview was in 2017, and in 2020, rumors started spreading that she had more plastic surgery done in more recent months. In photos she posted online, people began asking if she looks different because of plastic surgery or if it was heavy editing. Either way, she does look different than before because she has changed her appearance, which she has been open about. Rolling into the number 2 spot is Khloe Kardashian. All the Kardashian sisters face a ton of backlash on a daily basis for their cosmetic procedures and Photoshop. Khloe has been caught drastically changing her photos, and people really don't know what she looks like in real life because of that. Throughout the years, she has changed her look, some of them being a very positive thing though. She turned to fitness and created her own show called Revenge Body, where she then helped other people reach their own health and fitness goals. So kudos to her, because she does look great. But her face has changed too, and that is no secret. While she's always been very beautiful, in my opinion, fans constantly criticize the Photoshop that she does and how much she changed her look throughout these years. If you compare a group of photos, honestly, throughout the last year even, they all look so different from one another. It's just hard to kind of know what she actually looks like. That is the power of editing though, my friends. Winning the number 1 place on our list is Zac Efron. The actor caused a big stir online after showing up for an online interview where his face looked completely different. His face looked incredibly swollen and reshaped, like he had just got out of a plastic surgery procedure. The 33-year-old filmed a special to promote Bill Nye's Earth Day special, and no one could focus on what he was saying because they just kept looking at his face. People immediately started sharing photos of his face compared to before and questioned what surgery he had done. Plastic surgeon Dr. Anthony Oon spoke on it and said he does look different and suggested that he might have had injections of filler to reshape his jaw. But other rumors said that he had dental surgery and that is why his face was swollen. We're not sure what the reasoning is, but he does look different. Still a gorgeous man to look at though.
And at number 10, Zac Efron. We know Zac Efron as the love interest Troy in High School Musical, but his new look has shocked his fans. After Zac appeared on a Facebook Watch event for Bill Nye's Earth Day musical, the internet was set ablaze with rumors that he had gone cosmetic surgery to change his face. The lower half of the actor's face looked much more prominent, including his jaw and lips, which both looked fuller. Many Twitter users speculated that Efron might have gone cosmetic surgery, like bad Botox or fillers. One TikTok doctor even thought that Efron could have recently gotten his wisdom teeth removed. Zac has not commented on the situation, but one of his best friends recently spoke out and denied rumors of plastic surgery. And at number 9, Dove Cameron. Dove Cameron is known for her roles in the Descendants franchise, as well as the show Liv and Maddie. But over the years she's gone through quite a transformation, and she's almost unrecognizable compared to what she looked like before. The most widely speculated procedures she has received are lip fillers, an eyebrow raise to give her a cat eye look, and a nose job. At one point her lips were so unnaturally large that fans said that her lips looked hard and like they hurt. Dove is still gorgeous, but instead of being known for her acting, she's known for having tons of procedures at a young age. And at number 8, Adrienne Bailon. The former Cheetah Girl and Disney star has opened up about regretting her decision to get breast implants in her teens. She told E! News in 2014, quote, "When I was 19 years old, I actually did get breast implants, probably one of my greatest regrets. I went from having an insecurity that I didn't have big breasts to now looking like an adult film star. And I was like, this is not great." She also revealed that she got the procedure right before she was set to film Cheetah Girls 2, and it was quite a shock for Disney executives. But she says the implants did not last, and she decided to get them taken out shortly after. She also added that it stretched out her skin, adding, quote, "It was not the smartest decision for my career and just for myself. It was wanting to feel like a woman. Thankfully, she was able to fix things and has a great career." And at number 7, Ariel Winter. You might not know that Ariel Winter was a Disney star because her roles with Disney were purely voice roles. Her Disney voice roles included Princess Sophia and her evil copy in Sophia the First, Gretchen the Fireside Girl, and Wendy Stinglehopper in Phineas and Ferb, along with a few others. And since we have seen Ariel grow up on the show Modern Family, there's been intense speculation that her mature look is due to plastic surgery. On one Instagram post, fans were calling out Ariel for changing, saying they liked how she looked before the plastic surgery. Ariel was so offended by the comment, she responded to it saying, quote, "I appreciate you wanting to help girls love themselves the way they are, but you're also kind of cutting someone, aka me, down, which isn't what I think you were trying to do. I also didn't get plastic surgery. That is also not being supportive of women if you're just assuming something about the way they look." She's been open about getting a breast reduction in 2015, but many think she is lying and had more procedures. And at number 6, Hayden Panettiere. Hayden Panettiere is another actor you might not have known was a Disney star as well. She voiced the character of Dot in the 1998 film A Bug's Life and Suri in Dinosaur in 2000, along playing leading roles in the movies Remember the Titans and Tiger Cruise. It's been rumored for years that she's gotten cosmetic enhancements. The most widely speculated is that she got a boob job sometime in 2013. It was also speculated that she got some Botox and fillers because her skin is smooth and her jawline is perfectly symmetrical, unlike before. Halfway at number 5, Fergie. Before she was known as the leading lady in the Black Eyed Peas, Fergie was a young actress and singer in the cast of Kids Incorporated, a Disney show in the 80s. And over the years in the spotlight, fans have deciphered some big differences from the star before versus now. It's been widely speculated that she had a nose job at one point in time because it's much thinner now than it was before. It's been suggested that she had a boob job as well. Many think Fergie went overboard with whatever work she's had done because people think she looks older than she actually is. And at number 4, Jessica Simpson. Jessica Simpson is known for being a southern bombshell that is a woman of many talents, making a name for herself as an actor and singer. During her time in the spotlight, she also worked alongside Disney. She performed a cover of Part of Your World from The Little Mermaid and performed a cover version of A Whole New World for the Aladdin Platinum Edition alongside her ex-husband Nick Lachey. She and her sister Ashley Simpson also made an appearance on a Disney Christmas show and concert special. And when she got older, she decided to try cosmetic enhancements, specifically lip filler, but she hated it and regretted the procedure. She told Glamour in 2006, quote, "I had that Restylane stuff. It looked fake to me. I didn't like that. But it went away in like 4 months. My lips are back to what they were. Thank God." And at number 3, Cameron Diaz. Cameron Diaz is an American former actress, producer, author, and fashion model. She's best known for her role as Mary Jensen in There's Something About Mary, along with her role in Charlie's Angels. But she's also had some Disney roles as well. With Disney, she portrayed Jenny Everdeen in the 2002 film Gangs of New York. As she got older, Cameron started to try cosmetic procedures, most notably Botox. But after trying the injectable, she realized that she didn't want to try it ever again. She told ET in 2014, quote, "I've tried Botox before, where it was like a little tiny touch of something. It changed my face in such a weird way that I was like, no, I don't want to be like that. I'd rather see my face aging than a face that doesn't belong to me." And at number 2, Jamie Lee Curtis. Jamie Lee Curtis is a legendary actor who has starred in so many huge movies and TV shows there is truly too much to name. And many of those acting credits are thanks to Disney. With Disney, Jamie Lee played Tess Coleman in the 2003 remake of Freaky Friday and Aunt Vivian Viv Ash in the film Beverly Hills Chihuahua. She also played Gail Bayer Olsen in the 2010 film You Again. And since Jamie Lee is an A-list celebrity, she admits she succumbs to the pressure to look your best, and because of this she's tried a little bit of everything when it comes to cosmetic injections. But she regrets that decision and will not do it again. She said in one interview, quote, "I've done it all. I've had a little plastic surgery, I've had a little lipo, I've had a little Botox. You know what? None of it works. None of it." And finally at number 1, Selena Gomez.
Selena Gomez might be one of the most famous Disney stars of all time. She went from a child actor on Wizards of Waverly Place to a bona fide megastar. At one point she was even the most followed person on Instagram. However, speculation over plastic surgery affected Selena very negatively, so much so that she deleted a photo of her that was at one point the most liked Instagram photo ever. The photo in question was of Selena in a strapless dress holding a drink, and in the photos, her breasts look much larger than we are used to seeing. Because of this photo, rumors that she had a breast augmentation were going wild on the internet. The comment section got so out of hand at one point that she decided to delete the photo altogether. So that's all for the list today, guys. Please let me know your thoughts below. But before I go, I'm gonna shout out some comments from celebrities who tried to warn us about Camila Cabello. John said, "I'm a fan of Camila, but I must say I wasn't happy with her actions, though it happened a long time ago, but felt what other people felt, especially about racism. But I know at the end of the day, nobody's perfect. It's a tough thing 'cause she was younger, and you let someone make mistakes and learn and grow and all that, but when it's the same thing so many times, that's when it's a little sketchy to me." Then Brandy said, "Good video, I would love to see one about Fifth Harmony. That'd be interesting." People that don't like Fifth Harmony. Have Fifth Harmony been in feuds? They probably have with other girl groups, but I don't know of any. Then Aaron said, "This is why I never liked Camila. Even when she was in the group, there was something off about her. Now I can see why I was right." Yeah, I always could tell that Camila was the breakout star. She was definitely the one that was the most recognizable. She was the one that was going to go the farthest. I think we all knew that. But I never got the best vibe from her, and I still don't. There's something a little like two-faced about her. Yeah.